right. Good morning. It is the 23rd of September 2022 here in the suburbs of Seattle, so in the city of Shoreline, King County, Washington State, United States of America. It's a kind of a gray morning, and it's a reminder autumn is here, and no rain though. There's this if it's Seattle, it's raining. It's not raining, it's just gray. In fact, this is like kind of what Seattle is in living as opposed to known for. It's known for rain in my experience in living elsewhere, but also living here for over 20 years of my life. It's gray a lot of the time, and it rains too, but it's gray more. It'll just be gray and it won't do anything. It'll be gray all day. So that's kind of typical Seattle weather, even in the summer. Now it's a little bit colder and the leaves are blowing, and like a couple days ago I was out in the backyard feeding the critters, and there was a squirrel, and I think it might have been yesterday morning, and a leaf was blowing in the wind and the squirrel was chasing the leaf, and it was something I had not ever seen before, and it was very cute. As a reminder, autumn is here. There's leaves on the ground, that kind of thing. And what is this movie about after that long-winded this is where I am and what it's like today? This is gonna be an analogy between swimming, summer league swimming, and local theater. So swimming, summer league, and local theater, analogy. And so an analogy is just kind of like how they work similar to each other, at least in this context. And so where did this idea come from? It came from, I am writing and publishing on Wikipedia about a lot of sports people in aquatic sports and a lot of pool swimmers. So this is pool swimming. So like swimming back and forth in the pool, one end of the pool to the other, touching the walls. There's a competitive lap swimming, as some people have termed it, and I have referred to it in the past because it is competitive lap swimming, only typically a much shorter distance kind of thing, not always. And I was thinking, you know, the notability, I have experience in swimming summer league, and it's kind of in the United States of America, kind of the founding, in living in different states, a lot of places have a summer league team. So if we want like baseline competition, so not baseline skills, but baseline competition in swimming, what fuels America, like you can think of what gets the most participation. So what, if people have been competitive swimmers, what is the thing that most people have done, kind of thing? And that's summer league. So local, that's where this analogy kind of was inspired by. I was like, well, this is local. So the neighborhood I live in Isarden, there's a pool, and you have to pay to help maintain and run the pool, but if you pay for that, you get to use the pool, that kind of thing. And there's the city of Shoreline, and the city of Shoreline has a pool, and it operates similarly, that you can bring guests and that kind of thing. And depending on if it's a pandemic or not, they might restrict. If you're outside the zip code of the city, you might not be allowed in. If you're not from this county, you might not be allowed in. That kind of thing. There is typically, with local stuff, a pay it to use it, good citizenship, that kind of thing. And pay to use it. And I was thinking, so I did this for over a decade. How does it work, and how is it similar to local theater? Have I ever done local theater? I attended local theater. There is one in city/town north of us that I attended growing up, and we would go see plays. Our school, elementary school, I did participate in play production, and specifically I did acting and set design. So set design is actually constructing the actual set for the play. I liked that more than acting, but both were fun. I was a pirate in Pirates of Penzance, so it was a musical, so we got to sing and act. So musicals, while some people might hate on them in terms of watching, in terms of getting to showcase one's singing, well, and technically we had a dance, so singing, dancing, and acting abilities, a musical is kind of the holy grail in the theater realm, in that you get to do all three. Even as I was just a pirate number 5 or whatever, we still got to do all three. And so it was great to kind of just get that mass choreography, so I'm not the only dancing pirate, there's a bunch of dancing pirates and dancing and singing pirates that also act and that kind of thing. My sister did the school theater play production as well. She was a big deal actress technically. She played Daddy Warbucks in Annie, our school's rendition of Annie. And I still swear that the reason she worked at Amazon Inc., the online retailer, I'm still have convinced myself that the reason she worked there is a fixation with bald guys. Because Daddy Warbucks in the original Annie, if I'm recalling correctly, we've seen the original, I think there's a remake, was bald. And so I was just kind of like, when she got hired at Amazon and stuff, I was just kind of like, oh, it's got to be the Daddy Warbucks thing. Jeff Bezos is bald. He seems like Daddy Warbucks, but not like, okay. So and she played Daddy Warbucks. I thought it was like, oh, that's cool. Not saying that's why she worked at Amazon whatsoever, but yeah. So let's start off with Summer League. Summer League swimming. Summer League. It's not the only Summer League, but it is like a term in swimming, Summer League. So how did it work? So if your family pays to use the pool and run the pool and maintain the pool, then you can be on the team, and you have to be able to swim a length of the pool. Like, there's good citizenship. You need to be like contributing as a resident. No freeloaders, and then you need to be able to swim like enough that you can swim a race, and the basic race is 25 yards. It was conducted in 20 yards, which is called short course yards. So that means the pool is 25 yards long, and yeah, so that, and then we started, there's technically in Summer League there's youth, so that's 18 and under, but there was a grace period. Some kids would be 19 years old and do this, because it was really like 18 and under, but really high school age and under. So if somebody was a senior in high school, they would actually let them compete even if they were 19, that kind of thing. So it was like with 18 and under with exceptions. And then there's the Masters team, and that was 19 and over. So that's it. How did it work? So it's like, let me sit here and be an old geezer and talk about my experience. So I started when I was 6 years old. I competed for over a decade on this swim team. It was a whole lot of fun. It was a whole lot of friends, and it came to be like a family by the end. So I think one of the best parts of Summer League swimming, I'll figure it out in the title of the video, was that we had real people, real family, real community members on the pool deck. So it's a very unique, so my team, let's start there. Where is it located and why is that important? It's not important for like hardly any team, like the actual land and who did the land used to belong to. So there's the Native Americans approach to that. I'm talking about something more recent. Where does it fit in? And the notability of swimming, why does my team matter? Innisarden Swim Club, Shoreline, Washington State, United States of America. So Innisarden used to be the hunting grounds of a person named William Boeing. William Boeing created a company that Boeing. So Boeing is a aircraft manufacturer and producer, and at least at one point in my lifetime, it was the largest producer of commercial aircraft in the world, on planet Earth, in the universe. And so he used to live here. We live on land that used to be his. And there are parks here, and he was a very nature person. So he, and there's a Boeing Creek Park. There's a creek named after him. There's a park named after him. This used to be his property. And he was very dedicated to making sure wildlife still had a place to live. And so Innisarden is not a typical suburbia area. There are old growth trees here nearby. Old growth are trees that are 100+ years old. It's very forested compared to a lot of urban areas, especially in the United States of America. There are deer. There's the occasional mountain lion. There's the occasional bear. Coyotes run right past our backyard. There's chipmunks. There's the little critters too. Just yesterday I was out in the backyard and a great blue heron flew over with an osprey in pursuit, so a large predatory bird chasing after a great blue heron, and with a crow after the osprey. So the pool fits into the legacy of William Boeing, and more specifically the Boeing Company. And so if one cares about legacies and what happens after one dies, and whether or not what one tried to do in their own lifetime is carried on with what they kind of devote resources to during the lifetime, then Innisarden is kind of a microcosm for the Boeing legacy, be it William Boeing and or the Boeing Company. Why does this all is very relevant for the swim club. My dad started working for the Boeing Company when in high school. He worked there for over 40 years. And we live here on land that used to belong to William Boeing, of the Boeing Company, who made the Boeing Company with others, and it's named after him. There's the missing link. And he was not the only person who worked for Boeing, and lives on what used to be Boeing's land. And so the person who made the company, and so let's put it, this is very relevant for swim team, summer league. So this is summer league. This is the culture of summer league coming through. It was human operated, and still is,